What's up? Oh, you can kind of see.
Hey, this is so awesome. I'm in Texas, and I'm here with the Texas Chicken Daddy to check out his awesome hand-built coop. But first, you've got to see this amazing backyard, and the chicken coop is the ultimate centerpiece to go with this whole thing. Here we go. Come on a tour with us. This is Cam.
What's up? So this is our newly built pool right here. Now you can see the centerpiece to the pool is the chicken coop, of course. I built it by hand, and we want to give you guys kind of a tour so you can check out all the ins and outs of our awesome coop.
Okay, so first, Cam, did you find a plan online? Like, how did you decide what you want to do here?
So I watched a million videos on YouTube trying to find the perfect coop for our backyard and for the number of chickens we wanted, but I just couldn't find exactly what I wanted. So in the end, I decided to just build it from scratch. I literally just started with the base, with the run, and then I extended it once because I didn't think it was long enough. And then after that, I built the base, and then I just started from the ground up. And it just kind of went from there.
Let's go check it out.
Okay, let's go.
So cute. I love the Christmas tree. Very festive. I thought that looks so cute lit up at night.
It does. We love it. We got kids. They wanted to deck out the coop as well besides just the house this year. So we pretty much did the chicken coop and Christmas lights instead of our house.
And I see you've got some dummy birds out here on the lawn. Do you guys have problems with predators?
Luckily, we haven't had any issues yet. But yes, our neighbors have had injuries and deaths. So we decided to, we did a little research and saw that crows a lot of times can scare off the hawks. So we have had 0 injuries to our beautiful chickens, our beautiful hens. We don't have any roosters, so we decided to throw them out there. We just shift them around from time to time to try and scare off any aerial predators. It's worked so far.
Yeah.
Worked so far.
Because you're backed up against a forest, it looks like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got the massive reserve back there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but occasionally we have hawks that fly over, and if they're ever out, we dash over to them and herd them back into the run.
Does it surprise you how protective you feel of the chickens, thinking of a hawk?
Yeah, they're like a dog or a cat. We've only had them for maybe a year, but I come out here every morning and have my coffee with them, and it's like another member of the family. So yes, if I see any kind of an animal, and my kids as well, we run out there and try and herd back.
All right, show us what you've done.
So this is kind of the entryway of our coop. Our yard kind of has a slope, so we almost wanted it to like sit up on the hill and be the center point of our yard, which works out perfect. So we built kind of steps going up to it here with rock, and we like the kind of the A-frame, the point there in the yard to be up above everything, so that worked out nicely. But I'll kind of just show you. This is where we come every morning to get our beautiful eggs, our pathway. We still need to finish a little bit on the paint job, but it looks beautiful still. We got little solar lights here that we hooked up there. They're motion sensitive, so at night especially, my little girl always wants to come check them at night, twice a day. So we come out here and they turn on for us. So we got the lock there. We also we put the little carabiner on there just to added security, even though you can barely get the door open. Oh, and here they all are. We got 4 hens. We had some roosters, but they were just a little aggressive. So this is Pearl right here. And this is Winter. Nope, that's Lily, sorry. That's Tiger, and that's Winter. All hens. Beautiful birds. Such a good variety. All right, so it's not huge, but we only have 4 chickens, so it works out really good. We got a little storage unit right here that I built, and then this is where we keep all of our just kind of snacks and treats and diatomaceous earth, and we've got other products here to keep away the bugs. We got our buff clucks right here. This stuff's incredible. We have 0 problems with our chickens. We've used it ever since we've had them, and we have had. So if you can kind of see up in here, I put a fan up in there because we live in Texas and it's hot as hell. So we got a fan up there, and we also have another light, which we just dim down at night. It's got different settings, which work awesome here. You can see the ventilation. Again, it's super hot. It gets muggy. It's humid. So I installed the fan there in the back, which works awesome. Everything's solar panel or solar powered. Even the fans, the light. That's how I wanted it. Lots of sun here, and I wanted hands off, or I didn't have to hook up electricity or anything. So that works out really good. We got the 2 little roosting bars, which is like my favorite thing at night, to come out here and they all just clump together. They're all just like a little happy family laying on top of each other. They just kind of hang out right there. 3 nesting boxes. Let's see if we got anything in here. Nope, I think we pulled them all out. We still get about 4 or 5 a day. And back there, we've got, that's when we introduce new chickens to the flock. Obviously, you got to keep them separate for a period of time. So eventually that'll be where we introduce them for a while. The little entryway over there. And if you can see in the kind of the bottom right corner. So we got the, again, solar powered. It's on a timer. So they come out at 8 and go back to bed at 8. Everything's sealed up tight, predator proof. I literally sealed every nook and cranny with expanding foam, which has worked awesome. We have no issues whatsoever. Everything underneath here, it all has the chicken wire. There's no way anything's getting in. This is added ventilation. These are cool little windows that I built. You just prop it up with these little wire, these little metal rods. You just close them at night. So they both close. There's handles on them, make it look nice and cute. We just prop them up during the day for extra ventilation, along with that fan we got.
So what was the hardest part of the build?
Everything.
You had to learn a lot.
This was my first build, really, the actual structure before, which I'm very proud. I think it's cool to be able to build your own stuff and, be a producer, not a servant of everything, so it makes me that much more proud when I come out here in the morning and I can look at it and I say, this is my chicken coop, I built it from scratch. So day by day, I had no plans. I just kind of created it myself. So I made, 1,000 trips to Lowe's, multiple in one day to get all the supplies I needed. Oh crap, I forgot this, or I needed that, which made it fun. And my little girl came with me probably 70% of the time.
It's a little bonding thing. So I heard when you were having your pool put in that there was a chance that Coop was going to have to go bye-bye. Tell me about the fear.
Luckily, which we lost sleep over this, because this was, and I told my wife this, I said, if this coop, if they say anything about this, I'm tempted not to build a pool. Just because I put so much time, energy, sweat, even tears into building this thing. So, and it's the centerpiece, so I wanted it to be kind of up on the hill, and then the pool, and it's just a cool vibe. And to think that after building this, having this in my mind, that it would be kind of the centerpiece, and then for them to say no, it scared me. But in the end, they were fine with it. It seems like in Texas, a very pro backyard, urban gardening, raising chickens, that kind of thing. So it worked out in the end.
Well, let's go see your run.
Okay.
We saw the coop portion. Hey, don't forget your coffee.
Keep going. Which I did want to mention, though, and this is partially because of buff Clucks, and I've seen the advantages of using buff Clucks, but I'm a big believer in the herbs and giving fresh herbs to them. So I have in all my pots, we've got oregano over there, and then we got rosemary planted around, it also deters pests and bugs. We had a ton of basil, which these beautiful little birds love basil. They gobble that down every morning.
Oh, they like my toes.
They see the red sparkles, that's why. They see the sparkles. Again, I'm all into the kind of the natural landscape, and the beauty of it alone is awesome. So we kind of plant these in hopes that it'll grow up around and be pretty to surround the coop. More rosemary over here. We got those lights up there again, it's nice. We have to come out when it gets dark in the wintertime especially. So you can see I had to put this on there because I can't count how many times I got stuck in this coop.
Okay, so for somebody building their coop, make an escape
Make
plan.
sure you put this on here, exactly, from the inside out, because multiple times, like rushing out here before work to feed them or check on water, and then you're stuck, and the next thing you know, you're saying, "Honey, help, kid!" You know, yelling for your neighbor, anyone that'll come through. It's also would probably be smart, which mine kind of does it naturally, but you can buy those spring attachments you can put on like gates. You know, if you have a pool that close automatically. As long as you have that in place, that would be probably a smart install. But anyway, here's the run. I built this thing as well, just kind of a perch bar for them. They love the multi-level perching, and they all kind of just hang out there. A lot of times you see separate ones, but maybe that's why I feel like they're so unified. It's a tiny little flock. They're always together. So
It looks like you guys do a really good job with cleaning out all their poops and stuff.
yeah.
What are your favorite tools?
I have this little device, which I just got on Amazon, but it's just a little poop scoop, not too wide. I tried the metal one, but a lot of the poop, especially if it's fresh, just falls right through. So this stuff, you know, it can, for the most part, and I think they made it not too big, so stuff would fall through there for the majority of the poop sizes. So this works really good. If you have a massive poop, you might want to upgrade and get something a little bit bigger, but for our size, this works out perfect.
Are you composting or?
So I have just been taking that literally and dumping it into my big garden box. They produce so much, and we only have one big garden box, so I have to just chuck this, which I usually just throw it in my fence.
Hey, that's composting in its own way.
All it is poop.
Send it back to nature over
mulch
the fence.
And yeah, I just barely planted lettuce, broccoli, and spinach over there, and it's thriving. So it's working.
Yeah, it's a great fertilizer. Did you assemble your own water?
Yeah. So we have our little watering station here. You know, just the bucket, and then we purchased the little attachments. It's super easy. You just have to drill the holes and screw them in, tighten them, and voila. We can leave, we can go somewhere, and we're not worried about water. You know, I change it about every 3-4 days anyway, just so they have fresh water. It works really good. I probably am going to change these little guys out though, because at least in humid climates and with the sand and dirt, it just naturally collects in the bottom of there. So I think those ones with the tiny little nipple on it would probably be better, just so we can avoid any kind of, you know, and I know Clucks makes the aqua like
boost.
A powder, aqua boost, to put in there to prevent algae and all that, which works really good. And then this little guy I built as well. This is pretty cool. If you like watching chickens eat, which I think is fascinating and hilarious. But this is just a little skewer for like a shish kebab, and I literally just put a little hook up there, ran a rope down, and then I just skewer different things. Cabbage, you know, corn is hilarious. You just plop it on there, just like watching a boxing match. They just go to town on it. This is more of a personal pleasure thing that I built on here. We've got, which I did read online a little bit, and again, this is all, I am no professional chicken raiser by any means. You know, this is all I literally just from scratch. I just said, what the hell, let's do chickens, you know, I think it'd be cool. So I read that these little air fresheners kind of help to deter flies from taking over in your coop, which they've worked. I switch them out like every 2 weeks, but in humid climates, especially in Houston, flies, when they start pooping,
Do you add anything to your dust bath?
Yeah, I do the diatomaceous earth. Yeah, I found that they don't, which I read online too, they don't like if you have it like very woody, they like it when it's almost like sand.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do complete diatomaceous earth, which I know some people do that, but that can get expensive. And we have a local, I try to just support local nurseries. We got a really cool organic local nursery that everything is screened to make sure you don't get any metals or rubber or any crap in there, plastic. So they make a very fine sand mulch. It's like a garden bed mulch that we put in there, and it works a lot better. But if they get lots of sticks and rocks or anything like that, they seem to not like it.
How did you decide to use sand? This is like
YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's a lot of people have very strong opinions on what to put in the coop, in the run, for bedding.
And a lot of it is, I would say, where you live and personal preference. You know, some people do coffee grounds, some people do straw, wood chips or the wood flakes because they do composting. So they let it break down and they scoop it all out and use it for their garden, which is awesome. You don't need to do that much composting because I don't have a huge garden yet, which in the future I might. But for us, it was just the ease of cleanup, you know, because the sand is awesome. Literally with those scoopers, you just come through, everything falls through except for the poop, and voila. And again, the humidity, flies love the poop, and it gets saturated and wet, those wood chips, so the sand works better for humid climates. We got this little guy right here. This is our feeder. Again, I spent a little bit more on everything just because of our climate, but I didn't want it to rust and everything. We've had this for almost a year. It's beautiful. It's worked really good. Of course, we have buff Clucks in here. That's all we use because it works awesome. You can kind of see in there, we literally pour a little bit of the feed in there, and it's all organic, clean feed. We don't do any of the big box stuff. We just do the organic feed. But can you smell it?
Yeah, I can smell it. So tell me, has your flock ever gone without buff Clucks?
For like 2 days when we first put them in here. But we pretty much started with buff Clucks. But I can tell you we've never had issues. I know it's working, and the research behind it is sound. I will say that we did one time, that's a lie, because one time, and this was literally last week, Lily got mud butt for the very first time. And we just soaked her in Epsom salts, and then Epsom salts for 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then we pulled her out. She hated it. But maybe it was the positioning or how I was holding her, the first time, but...
Does it surprise you how easy chickens are? That in a year of having them, that's the only care that you've had to...
Taking care of a dog is harder than taking care of chickens.
Oh, sure. Definitely.
Once you do your research and you create a cool little environment for them, you proof everything, you don't have to worry about accidental deaths, or you don't have to worry about insulation or, respiratory problems if you have good ventilation, if you have good feed and you have using buff Clucks or something to help prevent those bug infestations where, you start to get itching and problems with the flock that can spread and cause disease and death. They're easy and fun.
A lot of times when I talk to men specifically about having chickens, there's a lot of pride in being able to have a way to feed your family. Or the self-sufficiency. Is that why you did it?
That was kind of that's my personality, and that's what I want. I want self-sufficiency, and I want to be able to, everything I do, I want to potentially come closer to complete self-sufficiency. And I think chickens it's not hard. It is a little investment up front. People always say, oh, you're going to spend this much money and you only get eggs, but we're getting eggs every single week. We gift eggs, we use eggs for cooking, we eat them, in the morning, omelets, scrambled eggs, whatever. For me, I think it's like having an animal, like a domesticated animal. It's fun to raise them, take pride in how beautiful they are, and our kids love it. I think it's good for chores for them, taking care of an animal, and then to see something, take care of something, and for them to produce something for you is also really cool and satisfying.
It's very satisfying, very symbiotic, and shockingly relaxed.
Yeah, I come out here every morning before everyone's awake, and I get my coffee, and I just hang out here. I let them roam around. We're firm believers in free ranging. If you have a decent sized backyard, so we love to let them roam around, to get grubs, to get bugs, grass, flowers, whatever they want. And I think that keeps them that much more healthy. And I know there's research and all that to back it up, the importance of free range. And again, this is all solar panel. This just goes to the top of the roof, but these are awesome. I would highly recommend investing in one of these. Just that solar panel door, you just plug in all the information, and you don't have to ever come out here and let them out in the morning and the evening. It's never not worked, and we've had it for almost a year, so I don't have that fear of, oh crap, did they go back in for the night? Are they gonna freeze? Are they gonna get cold? Or scared? But we got the oyster shells over there. Our eggs have been awesome, nice and hard. None of them ever been soft or like we have deficiencies or anything. You can see when they need it, they go get it. You don't have to. That's the nice thing about chickens. If they need something, as long as you have this stuff there, they'll take it as they need it. And we also have the grit over there to help with digestion. And again, we haven't had any issues except for the one little mud butt the other day, but it was taken care of.
Oh no! He's gonna get skewered.
I did a lot of research on those too, because you see people that are using little wood ones, they got the little picnic table design, whatever. But again, climate-wise, if you want something durable that's gonna last, and you're putting food and items that, there's liquid involved or juices, whatever, the recycled plastic is awesome. And then this is just metal, but I think it's powder coated, so it doesn't rust or anything like that, and everything go through.
And do they love getting a snack on there?
Oh yeah.
Have they been trained that if this thing comes into play, good things are happening?
Well, I take it out there to fill it up with herbs usually, and then the second I lift that thing up, it's they don't chase after me.
That was a really good chicken impression.
You just gotta tuck your wings back and then put your head forward.
Go.
This is where our herbs used to be.
Okay.
And we had tons and tons of basil, but I took it all down because it's the winter months and we can start growing some of the green.
So everybody loves how chickens run. Show me your version of a chicken running.
What's up?
There's all sorts of angles. Lots of people consider having chickens, but they feel like it's like a big uphill battle to get going. What would your advice be for somebody that might be watching this that's like on the fence of should I or shouldn't I get chickens? And is it going to be too hard for me?
No.
Like, do you recommend being a chicken keeper?
Yes. After having chickens for almost a year, I have zero regrets. From building the coop from scratch to this very moment, I have zero regrets. What you get out of them as far as, eggs and the enjoyment of coming out here, and like you said, kind of the relaxation and just the peaceful feeling that I feel like chickens bring. No complaints, even though I think there is some degree of investment at the beginning, whether big or small. I still think it's worth it. Our kids love it. They come out here, they get excited every morning. We check eggs a couple times a day. We check on the chickens. They pick them up, they hold them, they run around with them. The kids are outside, and that's what I like.